This guy, he's not dodging, he's tanking the hits. And right after taking the damage, he counters. It's a brutish, nonsensical method, but for it to work this damn well, it can only mean one thing. He's reading my attacks. Every single move, he can see them all. Analysis complete. Execution begins. One clean strike, and the fight is over. As he's counting the bodies on the floor, a familiar face rushes to his side. Are you all right? Did you get hurt anywhere? Our boy just shakes his head, calm as ever. I'm Phoenix. Just another day, cleaning house. But there's no time for small talk. By the way, what's with that uniform in your hand? He eyes the man's jacket she's holding, his senses on high alert. Ah, it's just one of my friends. She stammers. He doesn't press. His gut tells him there are more rats hiding in the shadows. Stay put. I'm gonna check if there are any more guys hidden here. Meanwhile, another crew is on the hunt. Did we get deceived by that guy? A girl asks, frowning. The brute next to her seems to have it figured out. Looks like the man likes the woman. But their real target, the one they call Daegun, is nowhere to be found. A muscle-bound guy in a tank top clenches his fist, impatient. Okay, let's get out. Usually, it's over before anyone even grasps my pattern. And then, the main event arrives. Sizing up our new guest, the musclehead scoffs as he sheds his jacket. I guess you're an underground arena fighter? Cute. He pulls out a vial, shaking a couple of blue pills into his palm. It's fine. There's no need to go to such a trivial place anymore. He grins, a predatory glint in his eyes. I must say, I'm really glad to meet you. It's been a while since I've encountered someone this interesting. Our boy simply watches him down the pills, an eyebrow raised. Didn't you already take 2 pills earlier? Someone in the background is freaking out internally. He's already taken more than 2. It's dangerous to take any more. But the musclehead doesn't care, looking like he's ready for another dose. Daegun just keeps his hands in his pockets. It's okay for me. I just can't stand things that don't work my way. The musclehead clutches his head in agony, the side effects kicking in. I need to make it work, he roars, charging forward. A cold smirk plays on Daegun's lips. Even if you eat more, check it out for yourself. And in the next instant, a sickening crack, and the man's face contorts in pure pain. Rage, the fuel of the weak. The musclehead's fists fly like a hurricane, every blow meant to annihilate. But for our boy, it's just a dance in slow motion. He blocks calmly, his eyes betraying no emotion, only the absolute control of a predator toying with its prey. Rage never stood a chance against pure, cold skill. Every counter is precise and lethal. Daegun moves with clean, surgical efficiency, like a finely tuned killing machine. Every joint lock, every heavy impact, is punctuated by his opponent's agonized cries. This isn't a fight. This is a disassembly, taking apart a self-proclaimed powerhouse, piece by bloody piece. Whether your conscience is relieved or not, I don't know. Daegun looks down at the defeated man on the floor, his mouth now gagged, and states coldly, but it doesn't work against me. The onlookers are completely stunned. How many punches did they even exchange? How did he end up flying away like that? I don't know, it just happened while they were talking. But this ain't over. A bigger fish just entered the pond. Ah, you're really a funny guy, aren't you? He says, kneeling, but his tone is dripping with arrogance. I really like that weird technique of yours, but I guess you want to look down on me. Suddenly, blue energy crackles around him. It's time to make a move. I'm coming. This time, the power and speed are on a whole different level. Blue energy envelopes his fists, each swing carrying the force of a thunderclap. The goons around them are cut down like grass. Now, this is real power, raw, overwhelming, and utterly unreasonable. Faced with this overwhelming force, Daegun's expression turns serious for the first time. The casual ease is gone, replaced by focused blocks and dodges. The tempo of the fight has just been cranked to 11, and the air is thick with a tension so sharp it could cut. But I'm not going to give him another chance to counter for sure. His opponent thinks. He's faster than before. So fast that even our boy can't completely evade anymore. He's forced to block. But then, the opponent notices something. Wait, to the drug. He just took it. He sees Daegun's state and realizes he's entered some kind of overclocked mode too. The fight descends into a raw, brutal grapple. Both combatants are pushed to their limits, every impact threatening to tear the very air apart. It's a clash of muscle and will, of power versus technique. A battle between monsters with absolutely no room to breathe. Every second is hell. Chokeholds, joint locks, devastating blows. Any single move could be the one that ends it. To an outsider, this has long since stopped being a mere fight. It's a desperate struggle for survival. A symphony of power and pain playing out in this cramped space. Moreover, even when getting hit, he's still reading my movements. His senses are getting sharper and sharper. The observer thinks, What the hell is in that little pill? His companion is just as bewildered. It's effective to this extent? Borum is actually getting pushed back. Another observer, a man in a suit and mask, analyzes it with a colder eye. Outsiders probably won't feel the difference, but the nature of the fight has changed. G. Borum's skill has definitely improved. Even a 0.1 second difference in speed, no, perhaps even shorter, is enough to shift the tide. He notices a key detail. Kwon Daegun, who used to evade all of G. Borum's attacks, now he can't avoid them. He's forced to block. The man tied up on the sidelines is in shock. I'd heard G. Borum had a unique constitution, but did he really improve his skills by overdosing? In the heat of battle, Borum's speed and power are peaking, but Daegun remains unervingly calm. Suddenly, he speaks. What are you doing? The question hangs in the air, sharp and accusatory. It's time to turn the tables. A dangerous glint flashes in Daegun's eyes. Just focus. In that fleeting moment, he catches it. Something's off. It was just for an instant, but something was different. The defense is over. The counterattack begins, and a cold smile spreads across his face. You should have asked that in the first place. Have you ever taken this pill? Daegun asks suddenly. The question throws G. Borum off. A terrible possibility dawns on him. Wait, without the pill? At that exact moment, Daegun's body starts to betray him. A sharp, searing pain shoots through him. Damn it, I can't hold on. It seems his own body is protesting his reliance on the drug. Meanwhile, a much larger web is being woven. A fight breaks out at G. Borum's hideout, and an unfamiliar figure appears on the surveillance feed. What's your name? A man in a sharp suit asks calmly, a slight smile playing on his lips as he watches the footage on his phone. This guy, Kwon Daegun, has just gotten the attention of some very important people. Check everywhere suitable for Baek Soo-hyuk and contact me immediately if you find him. The man in the suit gives the order, and his men scramble. He slips into his car, gazing at the glittering city lights. How about it? He murmurs to himself. Isn't it time to relax? For his prey, there's nowhere left to run. 3 powers, 3 top-tier predators, and their gazes are all converging on a single point. There's the calculating mastermind pulling the strings, the rabid, drug-fueled psycho, and then there's him, our terrifyingly calm protagonist. A massive storm is brewing around the one they call the bully in charge. In the hospital, a man who should be resting is anything but. I can't let him go to a dangerous place alone. This friend he speaks of is clearly more important than his own recovery. He bolts upright, a smirk on his face. Whoa, this amuses me. Time to discharge myself. The doctor tries to object, but is silenced with a single, sharp glare. Elsewhere, an interrogation is underway. So, you're not going to answer me? How did he know Daegun's name? A muscle-bound man demands, while their captive rapidly tries to deduce his background. The musclehead loses patience. I don't know. We'll find everything out when the fight is over. You said you haven't tried the drug, but you know about the immersed state, right? Of course you've heard of it, right? The man in the white shirt replies coolly. The musclehead scoffs. Immersion due to the drug, called mod, it's just a fake. The question is, what's the real thing? The white shirt man is unfazed. Actually, you don't care about it, do you? What do you want me to do, man? Just spit it out. Flashback. In that closed-off training room, Daegun is enduring a hellish regimen. Every exhausted gasp, every pain grunt is pushing his body to its absolute limit. I'm just a very strong guy, he tells himself. After the session, the man in the suit appears, asking coldly, how do you feel? It's killing me, man. What the hell is this? Daegun complains. The suit responds without a flicker of emotion. They said it's called immersion. I'm just telling you what I know. He turns, settling into a stance. Rather than explaining it to you, I'll let you feel it yourself. A new trial is about to begin. And this is immersion training. No rules, no mercy. Just pure domination and resistance. With every takedown, every chokehold, Daegun's senses are being forcibly pried open. His body is screaming, but his mind has never been more focused. This slippery bastard. Daegun curses internally, but he's amazed to find I can clearly see his movements. The physical pain seems to fade, replaced by a transcendent level of perception. He's starting to see through his opponent's every intention, every twitch of muscle. I can definitely see it. It's no longer a guess, it's a certainty. In this state of immersion, time itself seems to slow down. His opponent's attack trajectory, power, speed, all the data is processed in his mind instantly. And what follows is the perfect, unerring counter. Even so, the brutality of the training doesn't let up for a second. Every heavy blow is a reminder that this isn't a game. This is an excavation, digging into the deepest parts of his potential, forcing him to evolve in the most violent way possible. Pain is the fuel for this evolution, and right now, he is burning bright. Why can't I even touch him? His opponent's mind screams in despair. He starts to wonder, is it because the mod drug is a fake? F***CK this. It doesn't make any difference. But what he doesn't understand is that the gap between him and Daegun was never something a drug could bridge. The spectators finally realize it too. What the hell is he? The observer reveals the truth. Now that I've seen Suyuk's fight, I can feel it. They're fighting on another level. He explains that immersion is a state of experiencing multiple moments within what is perceived as a single moment, as if time itself has been divided. It turns a game of luck, like rock, paper, scissors, into a battle of competing visual acuity. A war over how densely you can perceive time. Even in the same state of immersion, there are subtle differences. The moment one side precedes the other, even by a fleeting microsecond, the result of striking and avoiding becomes a clean 100-0. The outcome is decided before the punch even lands, all within the realm of perception. In that result, it repeats every single moment, creating an overwhelmingly one-sided victory. The captive man watches, utterly flabbergasted, his thoughts racing. He beat 3 legends out of the 4 heavenly kings. This is Kwon Daegun, a man who exists beyond the rules of the game. Now, it's G. Borum's turn. This monster with a unique constitution that allows him to digest an overdose. The amount he just took is already an unprecedented intake. His body is screaming in protest, blood spilling from his lips, but he's still fighting. Daegun's attacks are a relentless storm, each punch powerful enough to tear through steel. And yet, G. Borum is taking it all head-on. The spectators can't believe their eyes. What on earth is this guy? Is Borum going to lose? It's crazy. I've never seen anyone take hits like that. Meanwhile, in another corner of the school, a deal involving a mysterious drug is going down. A nerdy-looking guy with glasses suddenly interrupts, disrupting the vibe. What's this? I heard there were a lot of people. It's just the 2 of you. His arrival spells nothing but trouble. And trouble comes knocking. The dealers instantly turn hostile, but the glasses-wearing dude drops one of them with a single move. What the F***CK are you doing? He snarls at the downpunk. Just then, more guys pour in through the door, clearly reinforcements. A brawl is about to break out. Shut up and do something to this bastard. The enemy crew is numerous and arrogant. Where the hell is Borum? They shout, looking for their leader. Little do they know, the man they're looking for is currently locked in a far more terrifying battle. How did that bastard get in here? The leader is furious, clearly having lost control of the situation. Oh my god, this is so frustrating. No achievements at all. Hey, pig bastard. What do you want me to do with this guy? He screams at the goon pinned under our hero's foot. And our protagonist? He just watches. The guy with the glasses just smirks. Can you win against me? He scans the 7 guys in front of him, his voice dripping with contempt. Is 7 on? Definitely hard to do. Just then, more unwelcome guests arrive at the door. One of them, a dude leaning on a crutch, has a face like thunder. It's because Daegun asked me separately, our hero explains. The other side bursts out laughing. Shall we talk after we finish this first? He shoots back without missing a beat. After you finish? You think you guys can beat us? Your friends look like side characters, and one of them is handicapped. LMAO. He even offers some friendly advice. Hey, if you want, I can let you leave. Just go. The guy on the crutch is absolutely livid. Before the words even settle, violence erupts. A red-haired punk brutally smashes his club into a captive's head, a sadistic smile on his face. Check out the performance of my new weapon, please. Our hero's eyes turn to ice. Look at this bastard. He thinks. The next instant, his fist connects squarely with the redhead's face. The scene descends into total chaos. Wrenches, clubs, everyone's seeing red. I'll kill you all. And right then, a guy in a snakeskin shirt appears, a mocking smile on his face, as if this is just another Tuesday. Long time no see, he says coolly. Don't want to get F***ed up, don't get in the way. The newcomer radiates pure menace. He grabs a guy in a gray suit by the collar and slams him against the wall. What's wrong? He taunts, a cold smile playing on his lips. Considering my injuries, you think you might have a shot? He lets go in disgust. What a mess. You just arrived, right in the middle of a brutal brawl. How long have they been fighting? He asked the guy next to him. No idea. I just got here too. Don't know if it's about the drugs. Just as he says that, one of the fighters is sent flying, letting out a blood-curdling scream as he hits the deck. What is this? I'm definitely stronger than I've ever felt before. The one on the ground is none other than Kwon Daegun. Pushed to his absolute limit, his body undergoes a strange transformation. I was immersed. I can even see things that I didn't see before. His eyes begin to glow with an inhuman light. His perception is heightened to the extreme. He can see the individual droplets of blood in the air, hear every beat of his own heart. In the world of immersion, everything becomes crystal clear. Pain is no longer an obstacle. It's a stepping stone to a higher state of being. I can't even land a single punch on this bastard, his opponent screams in his head. But Daegun is no longer the man who was taking a beating just moments ago. He gets to his feet, every muscle in his body coiled with explosive power. The hunt has just truly begun. I'm sure. I was immersed. He calmly walks away from his fallen opponent, not a shred of pity in his eyes. All the previous struggle and pain has been forged into absolute confidence and power. His evolution is complete. After the battle, the man in the white shirt appears. And you're saying it's fake, he says to the kneeling musclehead. It's just an effect that imitates the real thing. One pill, as for now. The defeated man looks up in shock. One pill. Did you say you have a lot of friends? He can't comprehend just what kind of monster he's dealing with. I'll give you enough. So share with them as well. The white shirt man says, handing over the vial. What will happen if you take more than 2 pills? Of course there are side effects. He pauses, then utters a far more terrifying word. Addiction. This isn't poison. It's a leash. Haven't you learned your lesson? He asked the defeated man coldly, before forcing pills into his mouth. Now are you still going to fight? Under the dual assault on his body and mind, the man finally breaks, left with nothing but endless fear and confusion. But there are always souls that refuse to break. The man with his mouth taped shut, his eyes burning with the fires of vengeance. I don't care if it's real or fake, but today I'll definitely kill you. For sure. Battered and broken, his will remains indestructible. The smoke of battle clears for now, as Daegun and Suji walk the night streets. It's a relief that nothing happened, but you should always be careful, she advises. But Daegun's mind is elsewhere. Still no luck finding Ji Borum's hideout, huh? He knows this is far from over. If that's the case, the situation is serious, Suji says, her expression grim. Daegun suddenly turns to her. Suji, don't go home starting today. I can't go home. Seeing her confusion, he adds firmly, stay by my side. I need you to be safe. And just like that, trouble finds them. Men in black suits appear at the corner. I found Baek Soo-hyuk. Give chase. Daegun immediately grabs Suji's hand. Let's change places for now. Run. He requests reinforcements as they flee, sharing their real-time location. The heart-pounding city chase has just begun. Are they chasing us? Appa, what kind of part-time job are you doing? Suji asks in a panic. No time to explain. Daegun hoists her onto his back and breaks into a full sprint. Oh, seriously, what is this? He groans internally, but his legs don't slow down one bit. The scene shifts again. On another battlefield, a red-haired man looms over a fallen Daegun, pouring pills into his mouth. If you take all of those, his voice is laced with malicious anticipation. Pain, drugs, and willpower. A cruel experiment is in progress. Fist meets fist with a dull thud. Even on a back foot, Daegun never stops fighting back. He grabs the redhead's arm, his eyes like chips of ice. If you don't want to get messed up, don't get involved. The redhead snarls back. Just eating it all won't make you stronger. Your body can't accept it, the redhead yells. But Daegun's inner monologue is dismissive. What do you know? Why do I have to listen to you? I don't deal with F***ers. His will is iron, unbendable. He tells the redhead coldly, get lost and don't get in my way. We have to do what we have to do. Daegun rises, his battered body radiating a terrifying aura. Overdose. I've never felt so refreshed before. His heart pounds in his chest as an unprecedented power awakens within him. The flames of rage burn brightly in his eyes. However, the man in the white shirt stops him. It will be difficult if you fight with me like this. He places a hand on Daegun's shoulder. You're too hurt. Let's stop here. But as he says this, he shoves Daegun violently to the ground. His intentions remain a mystery. That single push seems to be the final straw. Daegun hits the ground hard, utterly exhausted. The man in the white shirt looks down on him, as if admiring his handiwork. The redhead watches from the side, his expression unreadable, as if waiting for something. The fight is finally over. Daegun lies on the ground, his consciousness fading. The man in the white shirt seems to have achieved his goal, observing the scene with unnerving calm. Behind this chaotic brawl, a deeper conspiracy and calculation seems to be at play. But even when he's down, Daegun's spirit is not extinguished. The redhead stares in disbelief. What was that just now? He took all that, and he's still okay. He watches as Daegun struggles, trying to get back on his feet. This man's resilience is beyond anyone's comprehension. In the midst of the chaos, new players emerge. He is nothing special, someone observes from the shadows. Suddenly, a new conflict erupts, clubs and fists flying. The war begins again. A middle-aged man with glasses appears on the sidelines, watching everything with the cold detachment of a referee. "It's just a bunch of trash," a silver-haired man declares from the doorway, his tone arrogant. "Did all of the four heavenly kings come together?" Someone roars. And then Borum, a girl with twin tails, bursts in late, panting and with a look of panic on her face. But she quickly becomes the target. "Nice catch, Hanabe," someone sneers. The girl is restrained from behind by a guy with glasses, unable to move. Facing an incoming fist, all she can do is clench her own in helpless rage. "There's nothing we can do here," the girl cries out in desperation. But the bullies just laugh. "If you stop that bastard, he'll just run wild. Chunsim, you should wake up now too." Their words are laced with threats and contempt. "How long do you think you can push her around?" the guy with glasses presses. Just then, the silver-haired man steps in front of her. "Don't say anything to Chunsim." But in the next instant, a hand clamps around his neck from behind. "You really want to die?" a cold voice whispers in his ear. The conflict explodes in an instant. The silver-haired man grapples with his attacker. "Didn't I clearly tell you not to bully Chunsim?" he roars. On the sidelines, an authority figure says to the girl, "But for now, let's respect Borum's choice." The entire scene is thick with suppressed violence and complex emotions. "How much of the drug did he take?" the authority figure asks. The girl, however, reenacts the fight with dramatic flair. "At first, he ate a little bit, and then he ate a lot like this, ba-ba-ba-ba." She grins. "Then he ate the whole thing?" Her lightheartedness is a bizarre contrast to the brutality of the fight. "The whole thing." The man is aghast. Even though G. Borum has a unique constitution, that's too dangerous. He analyzes the situation. "Fortunately, I don't think he's in shock, but overdosing is never a good thing. Just like a horse can't fly, even if you put wings on it. The power granted by drugs has its limits. There are limits to artificially raised abilities." As the narration continues, we see a shocking image: Borum fighting underwater. The side effect is that his physical abilities can't keep up. He cannot move his body as he likes. The girl stares, horrified. "What is that? I don't understand." The more you are immersed in it, the stronger the density of time becomes. "But his body, it can't handle it anymore," the girl cries out anxiously. On screen, Borum thrashes in the water, covered in wounds. Yet, even in this desperate state, he pins his opponent down and throws one last final punch. That sense of alienation, it's the feeling I got from the past for Heavenly Kings. In the instant he's hit, the man with the glasses seems to understand something. That power that defies common sense. That oppressive aura from another dimension. He's feeling it now, coming from Kwon Daegun. Daegun's assault is ferocious and precise, every punch carrying destructive force. He's like an uncaged beast, tearing his opponent to shreds. In his immersed state, he is simply unbeatable. There is no technique, no tactic, only a pure, overwhelming torrent of power. "I'm not curious anymore." Daegun's eyes are cold as ice. He looks at the opponent, who's been beaten beyond recognition, and feels nothing. He's not enjoying the violence. He's simply completing a task, in the most efficient and most brutal way possible. He knows this monster, artificially boosted by drugs, will soon self-destruct. Every attack he lands just accelerates the process. He blocks and counters with the precision of a surgeon, methodically cutting away the last vestiges of his opponent's life force. The final blow. His opponent is thrown like a rag doll, hitting the ground with a sickening thud and going silent. Daegun stands over him, his expression still perfectly calm. To him, this was just another bully that needed to be erased. Nothing more, nothing less. After the battle, Daegun gets to his feet, his usual composure restored. "Thanks to you, the questions I have decreased a lot," he says, looking at his foe. "There is only one thing I'm curious about now." His lips barely move as he utters the word. "Immersion. And even knowing my name, is it Park Hee-jun?" he asks. The tied-up man, Park Hee-jun, looks up in terror. He never thought he'd be found out this quickly. Daegun looks down on him, his eyes devoid of warmth, holding only judgment. Back on campus, Daegun's presence causes a stir. What's wrong with you?" The other students stare at him like he's a monster. He can feel hostile eyes on him. "It seems," he murmurs to himself, "I heard my name from somewhere." A new storm is brewing. He stands perfectly still, a pen held between his fingers, lost in thought. The air around him feels thick, almost solid. He knows this peace is temporary. Greater challenges and more dangerous enemies are waiting for him just ahead, and he is ready. The night streets once again become a stage for a chase. Daegun carries Suji on his back, evading the men in black. It hurts because you're pressing on my chest. Suji complains. All he can say is, endure a little. Behind them, for men in impeccable suits, close and like hounds. Su Hyok, the manager is looking for you. Let's go together quietly, the leader says. Soy visperas nervosly. Bah. What's with these people? Do you know them? Then adds, aren't they gangsters? The man in black raises a hand to placate her. Calm down, student. We're not gangsters, Su Hyok. There seems to be some misunderstanding, the man tries to explain. But Daegun has lost his patience. I don't know what you want, but you'll understand everything soon enough. His words are a clear threat. Strangely, the men in suits start pleading. Please, just quietly come along. The situation has taken a bizarre turn. Stay away, it's dangerous. Daegun pulls open his hoodie, revealing the gear underneath. The men's faces drain of color instantly. We're screwed, they scream in terror. And right at that moment, a familiar figure appears at the corner, a cigarette dangling from his lips. Did you call me? The newcomer is none other than Park Hee-jun. There are kids here, wait, Daegun says. But Hee-jun just smiles invitingly. Are you busy? Come in for a moment. Daegun looks at the person tied up inside and sighs internally, hoping it wasn't you. But it was you after all. A fateful showdown was inevitable. Why did you wish it wasn't me? Park Hee-jun asks mockingly, crushing an empty can under his foot. Isn't it nice to see each other's faces at times like this? He sneers. You really can't control yourself, can you? Well, in a way, that made you easier to control. I put some effort into that guy, but it seems he was a failure after all. A man in a green mask says coldly, looking at his downed underling. Daegun stands nearby, telling another young man, a fake. It just doesn't work on the real deal. What are you suddenly going on about? Daegun demands. But Hee-jun just brings up that useless drug. Mud, how is it? The effect is good, isn't it? He says, proudly showing off the pills. Of course, not everyone sees its effects. If the body doesn't accept it, there are only side effects. Still, isn't it amazing that something so small can let you experience immersion? Even if just for a moment, Hee-jun continues, his voice like a serpent's whisper. Are you in a bad mood? Don't get me wrong, I was complimenting you. But Daegun's expression remains frozen. He has zero interest in these pathetic provocations. Do you feel like something of yours has been taken away? Hee-jun asks, using a bizarre analogy. It's like when the indie band I Alone Knew About became famous. It'd feel a bit off, right? The tied-up captive is screaming internally. What kind of metaphor is that? What are they even talking about? Daegun responds coldly. It's no use trying to irritate me. Kwon Daegun. I've heard of you. The down muscle head rasps. No wonder. I've never seen someone like you in this neighborhood. I thought it was impossible, but now I see the immersion. Daegun cuts him off. Hey, just lie down and stay still. This guy or that guy, I fight with everything I've got, down to the bone. The musclehead roars, launching a final, desperate attack. But his struggle is futile against Daegun's absolute power. With the sound of shattering glass, it's all over. A rare smile touches Daegun's lips. A man in a suit approaches, extending a hand. That's it, Daegun. I don't know how long it's been since I've seen this side of you. Daegun replies, you look much better now. There's clearly some hidden history between these two. I thought I'd never see you again, Daegun says. It reminds me of the old days. The two of us were incredible, the suit reminisces. Daegun's eyes narrow. Unless you want to die. The air between them crackles with tension. This, what you do best, Daegun says. The suit chooses to back down. Leave, Daegun commands. I won't say it twice. You made a good decision. In the face of absolute power, all schemes and tricks are rendered meaningless. It's like they know each other. The student onlookers whisper among themselves. I've never seen Daegun like this before. Who is that guy? Little do they know, Daegun's arrival has already shattered the school's entire power structure. I asked you not to come into my sight. Was that so hard? Daegun demands. Don't get it wrong, the suit shoots back. Rather, it's you who's getting in my way. You left saying you'd live well on your own, and now all you do is. Their past is clearly a tangled mess of grievances. I haven't laughed in a while, but I did today, seeing you doing such petty things. Daegun's tone is pure mockery. That's good. We won't care about each other, and we'll just do our own jobs. And their jobs, it seems, are to battle for supremacy on this very field. We're not kids anymore. Time to be sensible, Daegun says. He learns that Ji Bo-ram overdosed on a weaker drug, had a reaction, but was fine after throwing up. However, the captive man just happened to overhear this secret, and now he's sweating bullets. Daegun approaches the bound Park Hee-jun. I'll take off the tape. But do me a favor, he says in a low voice. Even after I take it off, act as if it's still on. It seems like it won't do either of us any good. On this complicated chessboard, every move must be made with caution. On the other side of campus, Borum is being harassed by a guy in glasses. She breaks free and runs, only to be stopped by Daegun's friends. Who was that man just now? Daegun, are you okay? They ask, concerned. Daegun just says flatly, it's nothing. I don't know what's going on, but right now I just want to be alone, the blonde guy tells his friend. Across the city, in a car, a man with a tattooed arm is yelling at a blonde woman. What's with the attitude? Did I do something wrong? The chain reaction has begun. Everyone is on the verge of snapping. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Daejeon. The man in the car says, his head bowed in agony. I did nothing. This is all for you. He's consumed by guilt and conflict. It seems he's made some kind of sacrifice to protect Daegun. What happened? A man in a suit answers his phone. On the other end, a report from a chaotic street brawl. You've messed with the wrong person. Is the senior still there? At this rate, we'll all be dead. The man they call Beck's Soo Hyok. His power is beyond anyone's control. Did you provoke him? The only unusual thing is that his younger sister is with him. Could it be because of her? The suit analyzes rapidly. Anyway, you need to come here right now. There's no one to stop him. Hold him off as best as you can. A rampaging Kwon Daegun has become the organization's biggest headache. On the street, a farce is playing out. A punk harasses a girl at a food stall, proudly flexing his shoulders. The next second, he's on the ground, screaming in pain from a dislocation. But the real threat, the man who just painted the streets red, is closing in. Get them as a group and catch them. On command, the punks swarm, but they're facing a true monster. The sound of fists on flesh echoes as every attack is effortlessly deflected and returned with devastating force. The instructor's words ring in his ears. You must never get hit. Hey, Bak Suyok. The pursuers have arrived. Are you making a mistake? Do you not understand what this means? You can never participate in mud club activities again. But Soo Hyok just looks at them calmly, his mind a quiet lake. Why? Did I say something wrong? The fight breaks out. Soo Hyok's kicks are lightning fast, sending his suit flying. His sister watches stunned, her mind racing. A sweet part-time job? That's funny. How dare you lie? You're dead later. Just then, a man approaches her. Hey, you're Beck's Soo Hyok's sister, right? Try to calm your brother down. Pointlessly get lost. Soo Hyok's voice is bone-chillingly cold. He grabs the man who dared to approach his sister and sends him flying with a single punch. His rage is born from a single purpose, to protect her. Anyone who threatens her will face his wrath. But a stronger enemy has appeared. A bald, heavily built man, Jang Jiancheol, leader of the Biomo Construction Special Demolition Team. He looks down on the fallen men with pure contempt. There's nothing to be done about an animal that won't listen. The oppressive aura he emits is suffocating. Against Jang Jiancheol, Soo Hyok is powerless, slammed brutally to the ground. And the suits on the side? They're making casual phone calls. Yes, how is mother doing? Thank you for everything. Hey honey, how much is my insurance policy? In the face of absolute violence, humanity seems so cold and ridiculous. A parable flashes through the mind. A white horse, running free in the desert, suddenly grows wings and soars into the sky. It tastes freedom, only to plummet into the deep sea, its feathers scattering. Perhaps this is the fate of those who rely on external power. Glory is fleeting, but destruction is final. We return to the underwater battle. Ji Bo-ram struggles against the suffocating pressure and pain, but his clenched fists are a symbol of his unbreakable will. Even as the water crushes him, even as his life slips away, he will fight until the very last moment. He claws his way out of the water and collapses, his consciousness fading. People rush to his side. Hey Ji Bo-ram, are you out of your mind? Bo-ram, are you okay? Their concern, at this moment, sounds almost like a mockery. He has just experienced a true immersion. Where did those two go? Boram asks, agitated. They left a while ago. More importantly, how are you feeling? The man with glasses asks. But only one thought consumes Boram's mind. It's not even with MUD, real immersion. The feeling was agonizing, yet utterly captivating. Chun-Sim steps forward, wanting to check his wounds. Her gentle touch makes him wince in pain. Did it hurt? She asks, full of guilt. But Boram pulls away, his heart a mess of conflicting emotions. He doesn't want her to see him like this, so vulnerable. We need to go to the hospital first, a middle-aged man says. But as they prepare to leave, the sound of frantic footsteps echoes down the hall. Chun-Sim and a silver-haired boy come sprinting towards them. as if being chased by something terrible. Chun-sim traces the gruesome wounds on Borum's back, her eyes welling up with tears. Doesn't it hurt? You're not hurt? She asks, her voice trembling. Her genuine concern leaves the battle-hardened tough guy at a complete loss for words. Don't cry, kiddo. Borum tries to comfort her. But he, too, is lost in memories. Are you guys still doing that? He thinks back to the old days, when violence was the answer to everything. He throws a punch, not just to fight, but to protect. A girl is cornered, fear written all over her face. Borum's friends appear, issuing a warning. If you're going to play house, do it among yourselves. Don't treat me like a kid, too. This crew, they have their own rules, their own lines you don't cross. What's with pretending to be hurt? It's so childish, someone mocks. Chun-sim, the silver-haired boy calls out in concern. But the girl suddenly explodes. You're the ones who are more childish, always getting into fights. Their relationship is clearly more complicated than it seems. Who's that woman from before? She somewhat resembles Chun-sim. Resembles? Did you eat your eyes? The boys chatter on the side, their words dripping with disdain for Chun-sim. But when one of them makes a move on her, he's met with an unexpected counter. So you guys stop pretending to be hurt from now on. Shun-sing Hoas, I know everything. Do you think I'm a fool? She saw through their act of faking injuries for sympathy a long time ago. By the time I realized, it was already too late, she mutters, her voice filled with resignation. It all started a long time ago. Back then, they were just punks who'd fight over the smallest things. You were the first to swear. No, you were the first to cross the line. And Chun-sim was always the one who had to rush in and break it up. Until one day, she couldn't take it anymore and beat them all up herself. Now that you've each been hit once, it's fair, right? She asked. From that day on, she became their leader. Don't fight again, or you'll get hit. And everyone fell in line. Yes, leader. But really, why are you so strong? Are you a gorilla? Someone asked. As time passed, their old ways of violence became a rule, a game. This time it's all four of you, she'd say with a smile. Line up to get hit nicely. As they grew, her punches stopped hurting them. They got bigger, stronger. It doesn't even tickle anymore, they thought. Then one day, Chun-sim threw a punch, and the boy didn't even flinch. She froze. He just looked at her in silence. What's wrong with you all? Was it a bit too strong? She asked, worried. I told you not to fight. I'll go easier next time. And so they started to pretend, faking the pain to maintain her position as leader, to maintain this fragile balance they had built. No, hit me as hard as you can, the silver-haired boy said with a smile. Their rule and their game became one. But every secret has an expiration date. And when this lie was finally exposed, it was met with even greater violence. You little, who says that out loud? You hoped you wouldn't be found out? The silver-haired boy roared, grabbing his friend by the collar. The boy who was acting just mumbled in pain, it's all my fault. At that moment, Chun-sim, Borum, finally stepped up. Borum, because you guys call me leader, listen to me well. She broke down in tears. I unknowingly treated you like children, and kept scolding you. I'm not even a mother, she cried out, heartbroken. Every time you guys fight and come back hurt, it really breaks my heart. When I hit you, at least you pretend to stop. I don't want to care anymore. I won't be the leader anymore, she sobbed. But the silver-haired boy gently held her face. No, keep being our leader. If you hadn't kept us centered, there's no way we, with all our different personalities, would have been able to stick together this closely. Don't worry too much about Borum. With his personality, he'll be back soon. The man with glasses comforted her. But another man, the one with brown hair, just chuckled deviously. Does Chun-sim have something to hide? This looks interesting. The undercurrents begin to stir once more. One last time, leader, hit me with full power, the redhead begs in the training room. Out on the streets, a car crash. A blonde girl kneels by a fallen man, screaming his name in despair. At the same time, a man in black is slapped across the face. Come to your senses, someone yells. On this night, everyone's fate is intertwined. He left. The man in the car is on a frantic phone call. It happened so fast, we couldn't do anything. The problem is, in the process, the boss's nephew also got hurt. And somewhere in the city's shadows, the young man known as Baek Soo-hyuk stands with his head bowed, his expression dark. The organization is about to make its final decision about him. The night is the best place to hide. And the man once called a king, Baek Soo-hyuk, is now like a stray dog, taking refuge in a stranger's house. A middle-aged woman greets him with a wide smile, offering fruit and overwhelming concern. Oh my, Soo-hyuk, look at your clothes. Take them off quickly. I'll wash them for you. But her excessive kindness feels like a snake coiling around him, sending a chill down his spine. He has no choice but to owe them this favor. Suddenly, the door creaks open. A young boy leans in, whispering to a girl, Kwon Daegun. He defeated Ji Borum. The words are a bomb, detonating in the quiet room. The news travels fast. The four kings have all been taken down. Now, only Baek Soo-hyuk remains. The girl's face turns pale. She immediately finds her companion. We have to do something. We absolutely cannot let them fight. But someone else seems to have his own plans. He clenches his fist, his eyes dark. I'll do my own thing. Meanwhile, our protagonist, Kwon Daegun, is unusually gloomy at school. Bro just won the whole game, but he's radiating a dark don't mess with me aura. His classmates whisper, guessing it's because of that mysterious man in the suit. And they're not wrong. Daegun knows. His project has been exposed. I'm completely exposed, but I know nothing about my enemy. This feeling sucks. He feels like he's under a spotlight while his opponent lurks in the shadows. And while he's preoccupied with this, in the power vacuum of the school, new hyenas are already smelling blood. A blonde upperclassman, Yang Jinimo, plots with his cronies. With Baek Soo-hyuk gone, now's the perfect time for us to start collecting protection money. That Kwon Daegun guy has no romance. He doesn't get how to make money with his fists. Jinimo's plan goes further. He even intends to use the rumors about Daegun and Soo-hyuk's sister, Baek Soo-ji, to solidify his own position. The old order that Daegun shattered is reassembling, but this time in a much more chaotic form. In another corner of the city, a wounded man and a mysterious girl are hiding in a dark alley. As she tends to his wounds, she whispers, "You know about zebras? They're ridiculously temperamental. Sometimes they even charge a lion head-on. You kind of remind me of them." Her words are a mix of flirtation and sharp analysis. The man's eyes are weary, yet full of vigilance. The atmosphere grows intimate, the girl's probing more daring as she leans in, her body almost flush against his. "If you mess around, I'll really pounce," the man warns. But then, a cold voice cuts through the darkness. "Baek Soo-hyuk." No, the voice is calling out to someone else. A figure slowly emerges from the shadows, radiating an undeniable pressure. "We have some unfinished business to tie up." It's Baek Soo-hyuk. He's found Kwon Daegun. A fateful showdown is inevitable. "I'm not here to fight you." Soo-hyuk's voice is laced with weariness. "I'm here to hunt." At the same time, behind the scenes of a place called the Mud Club, two men in suits are in discussion. They desperately need Baek Soo-hyuk back, because he is the undisputed star of their underground fighting arena. "People don't come here to watch a sport," one of them explains. "They want to see something raw, boiling, where they can feel the pain and the rage, a real, visceral struggle." And Baek Soo-hyuk is the ultimate embodiment of that raw violence. But the club's boss is furious. Soo-hyuk injured his nephew. The other man, a younger figure, just scoffs. "Sir, I'm sorry about your nephew, but there's a new investor in your company who just became the second largest shareholder, right after you." The boss is stunned into silence. "Who does business with emotion?" the young man, a high school student, says, casually extinguishing his cigarette. He is the real puppet master of this game. Cut back to the streets. A rainy night. A bloody battle. Kwon Daegun's fists land like sledgehammers, again and again, on Baek Soo-hyuk. "Everything you prepared to fight me. It's nothing but rotten pudding." Daegun's tone is ice cold, filled with absolute contempt. He's not just destroying Soo-hyuk's body. He's crushing his pride. Whether it's a lion or a rabbit, you should at least bring a toy gun to a hunt. Otherwise, you're the one who's going to get bitten to death. Daegun looms over the fallen Soo-hyuk, looking at him like a failed experiment. Did you really think things would be different on the streets with no rules? Finally, a girl rushes in, trying to stop the one-sided slaughter. But Daegun just coldly brushes her aside. The defeated king is dragged back to the mud. He's no longer a star. He's a commodity to be sold. The mastermind gives him a new, improved version of some drug and a single mission. Go to Jimryong High School and find Kwon Daegun. And what's our boy Daegun up to? He's burying his head in books for midterms and running through the streets at dawn. For him, this is his second chance at high school life, a battlefield where failure is not an option. Elsewhere, the Foundation's chairman finally shows his true colors. Suppressing violence with violence? The project's significance? I was never interested in that stuff to begin with. His real goal is to throw this tiger, Kwon Daegun, into a bigger, bloodier coliseum to make him a profit. This whole bully in charge project was, from start to finish, just an elaborate audition. Midterms end, and the school organizes a field trip. It's the first one Kwon Daegun has ever been on. But on the bus, he refuses the back center seat, the symbolic throne of the leader, and this simple act sends new ripples through the school's power dynamics. Some think he doesn't know the rules. Others begin plotting to use a game of truth or dare during the trip to expose his true nature. The investigator tries to get information from street thugs and gets beaten up for his troubles. Back on campus, the crew from Nadong High has started hunting Daegun's friends. Just as a brawl is about to erupt, Daegun appears. He doesn't even have to move. He just stands there calm, and the arrogant thugs drop to their knees, begging for mercy. They're just juniors from my old neighborhood, he explains casually, but the absolute dominance he projects is suffocating everyone present. The game has only just begun.